left birds.
I want to hurry up and get this on the dash cam. I'm gonna pause this. More than likely, I gotta see. Yep. More than likely, what happened here is something I've talked about in my app before. Wow. In my app, in my videos before. There's a yield sign back there. Okay. People come up
in a quarter mile, use the left lane to take the I-35W north ramp.
People come up this service road, and there's a off ramp from 35. That the service road, the road I'm on now, the service road, we're supposed to yield to that off ramp. Lesser yields to greater. I mean, that's just a given rule, but there's signs. There's signs on either side of the service road that says yield. Now, either people think that yield sign is for the cars off ramping, or they just don't care. So you'll see them. They'll be flying up that road. They won't look or nothing. They just keep on going. You see it in other places too. They do the same thing. They just keep on going. I will kind of do a brake cover and look over my shoulder like 3 or 4 times as I'm coming up to the yield sign to make darn sure there's not a car coming. But every single time I do that, I'm afraid that if I do have to brake, there's a car behind me is going to want to going to freaking hit me, because they're not anticipating having to slow down or even stop for that off-ramping traffic, which that's what you do when you yield. You slow down or stop if you need to for oncoming traffic. So you just saw it back there. I bet you money that's what happened. The car was coming up, had another car off-ramping. The car on the service road was supposed to yield. They didn't. The car off-ramping assumed they were going to yield and just kept going, and bam. That's what happened. So that's 2 wrecks I've seen today that, not seen happen, but I've seen. And so, like I said before, Texas doesn't care about drivers. The way they design the roads is awful. And then you have just a ton of really bad drivers. I've born in Texas, grew up in Texas, but I've lived in other states. I've been all over the country. I've been all over the world. Okay, I used to think that Texas, comparatively, had pretty decent drivers. And Texas is a big state. Maybe in some places, it's still okay. But in this area, it's just getting worse and worse. Anyway, so there you go. It's just so funny. I was able to catch that. And I've talked about it in other videos. Of course, you won't know what I'm talking about unless you watch those videos. But that area right there, you saw the red cat, I've talked about a couple of times.